Hi, my name is Kim Belizzi. I'm one of the co-chairs for Life Unplugged. I'm a member of the Schenectady BPW. This is our second year of doing this event. What is Life Unplugged? It is a type of reality store for students, and we reached out to students in the Schenectady County area. This event has been made possible by our sponsors. As you can see, we've had many sponsors, and a lot of the people that gave in-kind donations are not even listed here. Local community members, businesses, and members of different organizations. The students will go through a series of booths where they have to purchase lifetime things such as utilities, insurance. They have to purchase a car or some type of transportation. They've already been given a salary depending on what their career choice was. So now they will get to see if that monthly wage that they get for their salary will take them through every booth so they can actually buy everything that they need. We'll go to some of the booths now to see what they entail. Okay, so now let's go over to insurance and see what they're doing over there. We'll talk to Cindy a minute and see what's going over at the insurance booth.
Hello, how are you? So you're going to deduct that from, I would just put
from the homeowners.
Okay, so that would be...
We have students now working on
so just add it to
purchasing insurance. Cindy, can you tell us a little bit about your booth?
Sure. We're helping the students purchase auto insurance, home insurance, renter's insurance, before they actually close on the loan for the home or close on the loan for the auto insurance or for the actual auto itself.
Okay, so you do that next. We're going to put in here.
Now we're going to go over to the medical and dental insurance booth and see what's been happening at their booth, and they can give you a little bit about what their experience has been so far.
So our experience here has been great with the kids. The kids are wonderful to talk to in regards to their needs and requirements as they go through life and figure out what they're going to have for their life and their families. And it's been a real eye-opener for them to see the requirements that are needed. I think it's been great.
Absolutely. I agree. Michael is correct. It's an eye-opener for the children, especially the ones who are coming up and having a career that doesn't include benefits and the costs that are associated. And then on the flip side, not having the insurance, what the costs might be and the reality of the requirements.
Did you notice that some of these students didn't even know that they had a requirement for insurance?
There was quite a difference even in levels of understanding between what careers they've chosen and understanding where they need to be. And some of them understanding that they already had benefits, it seemed comforting, and the others that didn't have the benefits but chose a different career that had less of an income were almost in shock because of how much money they didn't have at the end of the day. And that, has been more the eye-opener, for these kids. It's been great. Some of them are still trying to calculate and figure out if they can afford it, and we're telling them that they have to. It's a requirement now, and you're going to be required to have it. So, they're actually going back to figure out what things they have to reduce
where they can fit it in.
Where they can fit it in. Right. Because they came to us maybe more on the last side instead of putting it on the front side. So, all right, you're welcome.
What we're going to do here today.
Okay, we're with Cindy Powell now. Cindy is doing savings and investments, and she can give you a little brief description as to her experience and what her job is at the Life Unplugged.
Hi there. Today we're talking to the kids about investing and why it's important to invest in a 401k plan when you're young. So when you go to work, you're going to be offered a plan, and you're going to be putting money into that plan from your paycheck, okay? So you're going to decide how much you can put in. This exercise is going to show you a real mutual fund. It's in stocks, okay? And it's going to tell you if you start at age 21 and you invest all the way up to your age 65, that's 44 years, and you put $50 a month in there, what you'll have at the end, or what you could have at the end. I can't make any prediction of how the market's going to really perform. And this illustration goes back 44 years. So it starts in 1969. And when you look at this, you'll see it started in 1969. You put $600 in every year, so that's $50 a month. And at the end, you had $741,000. And you averaged 11%. This is a real investment and how it really performed. Okay. Now you might think that $741,000 is a good amount of money, isn't it? What's your annual salary now?
And there's different options whether you think you need it.
56,000.
56. And how about yours?
32,000.
32,000. So if you have $741,000 at retirement, we recommend that you only take 5% out per year. So 5% of that is only $37,050. So you're going to have less than you have now. Now, we haven't even talked about inflation. The cost of living goes up every year. When I first got my first apartment in 1980, my rent was $220. Was there any housing choice for $220 a month nowadays? No. When I got my first car, payment was $140. Is that reality now? No. The price of everything goes up. So you're 56,000, was it? And you're 37,000, 32. It's not going to buy in 44 years what it's going to buy now. So you've got to make more money than that. So if you're offered a pension or if you can put more away, some people say, like, you had $200 left over. Maybe you'll double this. Maybe you'll do $100 a month instead of only 50. And then you'd have 1.4 million. So you would be able to double that. Okay? Keep in mind these are past performance. I can't predict the future. Now, you didn't really have too much money left over. And did you have kids?
Yeah.
Well, you might want to...
Got 4 of them.
4 kids?
Yeah.
Wow. So you might, when you're young, say, oh, I wish I had $50 extra a month, but the kids need this and the kids need that, and I don't have any extra money. This is if you wait until you're 41 and you do the same $50 a month. At the end, you'd only have $53,000. See the difference? So the point with this exercise is to let you know that when you first start your job, how important it is to put your money aside in a 401k, even if it's just a little bit. Even if you can't afford the 25, put 15, put something. Okay? What's the cost of a movie nowadays? Like when you go to the movie theater?
Like around $20.
About 20, and is that with popcorn and soda?
Yeah.
Is that for one person?
Yeah.
So what if you want to take your wife?
That's 40.
That's a $40 night. So maybe you're going to have to forego a movie night so you can put money into your 401k. Okay? So it's very important. You guys are going to get this to take with you. Okay? So you can look it over later. This particular fund has stocks in it, and you can read it over. This is a list of the actual top 75 holdings. You're going to own a piece of companies like Google, Microsoft, Walmart, Bank of America. You're going to have all kinds of stocks in here. Okay? So I want you to, take this information with you, look it over a little bit better, and when you get older, when you get your job, you'll probably find a financial advisor that can help you determine what your needs are and what your risk tolerance is. Keep in mind that the market does go up and down.
Okay, we're going to scan all the resources here. There are many tables, transportation, utilities, insurance, banking, just to name a few. We also have entertainment and personal care, clothing, food. There are quite a few. I can't remember all right now, but let's work our way over to transportation.
We're very tempted.
Tell us a little bit about the transportation booth.
Yes, the transportation booth, everybody has options to consider. We have 2 used vehicles available, and we have 4 new cars. So each person is giving their job title and their family circumstances, whether they're a single mom, whether they have 4 kids, whether they have a spouse or not. So they figure out which car, and they have to go to the bank and try to get financing on that. They also have to think about their monthly cost for maintenance, and they go to the insurance table and figure out how much insurance can they afford with the whole 3 costs added together. And I'm having a lot of students come back and say, I can't afford a car, and what are my public transportation options? So we have the CDTA information, monthly or day passes, and they're figuring out which they can afford.
Now we have a representative from the Trustco banking booth, and we have several banking booths because it is one of the most important aspects for these kids. They have to visit the banking booth right in the beginning when they have their salaries to get taxes taken out, which is always an eye-opener. And I'll let Yvonne talk a little bit more about what happens at the banking booth.
Hello, I'm Yvonne. What we actually do is we have the students come here and let us know exactly what their profession is and what their income is. And we actually look at their slips to say whether they're married, what their kids are, how many kids that they actually have, and what their take-home is. And then we would show them exactly what to write in their register, how much they actually pay on a monthly basis for student loans. That way there they have a clear idea of what actual amount they're working with. So.
Okay, thank you, Yvonne. That's very nice. I would like also if we could talk to some of the other volunteers. And what is your experience with the students so far, as far as what the knowledge they had prior to coming to you?
They didn't have really much knowledge. It's definitely an eye-opener for them. They really had no idea how much it was going to cost to have a car, to have a home, the other small fees that are associated with owning a car, owning a home, or little things that you don't even think of on a day-to-day basis.
I would agree with that.
Okay, we'll move on to the next banking booth over here. Hi guys, I just wanted a little information about your experience with the students and some of the information that you gave out today, what information the kids would take home with them, and also what was eye-opening for the kids.
I would say it was eye-opening. They didn't realize how much bills they're actually paying a month, like what their bills are, and how much they actually have to budget and spend after they get out of school and move out of their parents' house.
The other thing is thinking that $2,000 a month was a lot of money. So that's quite the reality for them to come back and realize that that's not going to go as far as they think it will.
So did you think that some of the students I found the first year that we did it actually would change what their career choice is due to their budgeting issues? Yeah. And that really is a main goal for Life Unplugged, is to help students pick and make good career choices, and not just put a dollar value that we think is what they want, but according to how they want to live. You know, so depending on what their needs are and how they want to live, they will have to pick wisely as to their career choices, how many children they have, you know, when they get married, and so on.
How they choose to live.
Absolutely. Thank you. Now we can move on to housing. Hello. Hello. Jim? Terry, we would like a little information on the housing booth.
Housing choices. Jim, do you want to take it away?
Well, sure. Our job here is to sit down with the prospective students or adults and to walk through their finances for them. We give them options for rentals and purchases, and what we try and do is make sure that they stay within their budget and that they don't overspend. So as we're finding, a lot of students want to come in and they want to buy the big home, but then they realize that it's just not within their budget. So what Yvonne and I do here is try and make sure that the students stay within their budget. And that is what we do. Yvonne?
That's housing choices. It's very important to know whether you're going to purchase, whether you're going to rent, and your finances each month, your family and your goals. Dream big, enjoy your life, don't overspend.
So now we're going to go to the food booth, which obviously we consider a necessity. I'm Italian, so food would be the first booth I'd go to. But let's talk to Irene and see what she has to say. I just want a little insight about some of the discussions that you have with the students, and what kind of knowledge base do they have before they get here?
They are used to having their mothers and fathers give them their food, so they don't have any concept of how expensive food actually costs in the real world. They're all leaning more towards the budgets, the budget column, because a lot of them don't have enough money to even buy that amount. Some of the higher paying jobs, they are going maybe for the budget just so they can save money for a down payment on a house and things, emergencies, funds and such.
So right now this is one of our dilemmas that we have to figure out with the students. So Destiny, give us a little insight as to what's your profession.
What's that?
Excuse me?
What's that?
What job did you pick?
I picked a vet tech.
Okay. And how much is your monthly salary?
Monthly salary would be like under here.
Yep. Around $1,800?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you also had to have taxes taken out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you start with? Well, let's go over to what your Destiny's dilemma is. What we're getting at here is she doesn't make enough to cover her bills so far. So what have you already covered? You've bought a car?
Yes, and I had to take it back.
Okay, so you had to take your car back. Why'd you have to do that?
Because I didn't have enough money to pay for it.
Okay, so you're taking the bus now to work?
Yes.
All right, so how about housing? What did you do for housing?
I bought a two-bedroom apartment.
Okay, so you bought an apartment?
Yes.
Okay, do you still have that apartment?
I'm guessing for now.
Okay, so you don't have enough money to pay all your bills though, right?
Right.
Okay, so what could we do about the apartment? Instead of owning, what could you do?
Throw that away too.
But what do some people do if they can't own something? Can they rent it?
Yes.
So I think Destiny's going to have to go back to the housing booth and work out some, renting it numbers and see if that will fit into your budget a little bit more, right?
Right.
Okay, so these are some of the real life issues that we face, as adults in life, and so Destiny is seeing now that she's going to have to go back and give up her house and rent, which, it's not a bad thing because you can rent and put money away and then afford a house a few years down the road, right?
Right.
Right, so we'll go ahead and take your shadow and let her go to the housing booth with you now and reorganize a little bit.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, we're at utilities again, another necessity of life. We've also expressed to the students before when cell phones were a luxury item. A lot of people don't have home phones anymore, so it's no longer a luxury. But I'll let Tammy at the utilities booth explain a little bit more.
Hi, this is the utilities booth. So we do utilities, which are gas and electric and trash types of things. Then we also do cell phone plans, and we do the cable and the internet and the phone at home. So necessities and a few luxuries. Is that good?
Let's see how Bridgely is doing with utilities so far.
I'm pretty good. I'm trying to get internet and home phone for my husband and me because we have 2 kids. In case my husband's not working, we can call home and see how the kid's doing.
She did necessities before, so now she's coming back with the luxury. She had more in her budget. So.
Oh, perfect. So you get the 2 phones prior to, but now you're coming back for a second line?
Yeah, and internet and a TV.
Oh, internet. That is a luxury item. Yes, absolutely. What is your career choice?
Counseling.
Counseling?
Yep. That is really hard to manage your money because you have to so much kids and your debt and everything. Insurance. Well, my job covered my insurance, so I'm pretty good with that.
So would you pick a career that covered insurance then?
Yes.
Okay. And did you realize there were all these expenses before coming here?
Well, no, I didn't. Well, thinking that my mother would know all this, teaching me all this, I didn't know, but now I do know that it's hard in life to do all this.
Would you recommend this?
Yes, I would recommend this to somebody else. You're welcome.
So let's take a look at clothing, another one of my favorite booths, but also a lot of the students are going to see that all those name brand items that their mothers and fathers provide for them may not be affordable with the salary that they have. But we will talk to Kelly De La Rocha and see what she has to say about her booth and what experiences she has had with the students.
Right. So maybe you want to buy a few things this month, and then you can purchase something else when you get a little bit more money next month.
Yeah.
See if you can get.
I'm always gonna get a raise eventually.
Yep, you're gonna get a raise. Maybe you go to some garage sales, especially for kids' clothes. You can find stuff for very, very good prices at garage sales. $1 for an outfit, things like that. Where here we have jeans, shirts, socks, underwear. It's gonna cost you $48 to outfit one child, and that's a lot of money. You don't always need designer or brand new for your kids. So maybe you want to think about buying a few new things that are important, like underwear. You're not going to buy that at a garage sale.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you want to get underwear and things like that today, and think about in the future maybe going to a secondhand shop or garage sales and things like that.
So how much deductible should I put for clothing?
Well, how much?
6 people for clothing. If you said
I can get most of my clothes from like my sister or something.
That's good.
Okay.
If that's realistic, if you think that you could do that, at least for a little while.
Hi, we're here with Kathleen and Alexis. Kathleen is the shadow, Alexis is her student, and they have some very insightful information to share with us. Alexis, could you please share with us some of the comments that you just made about your experience with Life Unplugged?
That you would not want to have kids if you can't financially support them, and that like having children, like pretty much it changes your life.
So what would you do differently?
I wouldn't have kids so young.
Okay, you wouldn't have kids so young. And why? Tell us a little bit more. Like, what in this program made you come to that conclusion?
That, I mean, you have to support them in every way. The clothing, food, what car you get.
Did you go to daycare?
Yeah. Child care is
expensive, right?
Yes.
Very
expensive.
Yeah.
Especially, and I only have 1 kid. I can't imagine having 2 or 3.
And Kathleen, what is your experience as a shadow?
Oh, it's been wonderful. I think my team are actually a couple, and I could see the frustration in both of them having to go back and rework things. For example, Alexis had a new car and realized the new car wasn't really working for her because she has 1 child, and she exchanged and went back to get a used car, which more fit into her budget. So it's been really enlightening for them.
Thank you. And that's the first name of this program was Reality Store, and now it's Life Unplugged, and it is to give everybody a glimpse at real life issues, as we've just seen here, you know, just to see what adults deal with on a daily basis, how we struggle to make ends meet and to pay our bills. And you can see here now that we are making that connection with the students. This booth is called Travel and Entertainment. As we know, it has become a luxury item. Susan is manning this booth, and we will have her give you a little information about what she has experienced. She seems to have a lot of customers here right now, so these students
So, let's change that to 45.
45, right?
Right.
Okay, so you're getting Netflix subscription, you have some pocket money, you're going out to the movies. Anything else? Would you like to go on a weekend getaway to Lake George?
A hunting trip, that would be interesting.
If you go
going hunting.
a weekend getaway for $150 per person, so that would be $450 for the 3 of you.
How about well, let's say
Okay.
you and your wife want to get out for like 3 hours. Do you want to do that? Or no?
Okay. Okay. Now we're at the personal care booth, which again is a luxury item, and we're going to talk to Sarah Bell and see what she has to say about her choices that she's had to make.
I had to make a lot of deductions because you have to price out everything that you have, and you have to work on a budget depending on how much money you get a month. And if you have a spouse that's working, luckily my husband's working, I have a lot more that can be taken care of, but I have to budget out because I have to make sure my kids can get what they need to, because I don't want them to have to struggle to get anything either.
And I'm here to advise people for more economical ways to take care of their personal beauty needs. I've suggested that some of them learn how to cut their children's hair at home, that maybe they go less often, and that perhaps doing nails and toes really are not the essentials of life.
I have $86 a month, so I'm going to spend that on dinner with my husband because
You're going to need it with those 4 kids. Absolutely. You'll need that time away. That's
real.
great. Good job. She didn't.
Hi, I'm with Miriam Kajusti, and she's my co-chair. We co-chair this program together. And we would just like to ask you if you've seen at all the booths that we went through and after listening to the students, that if you would please think about participating in this event. It is all volunteer driven. We do need sponsorship, we do need volunteers, and Miriam can tell you a little bit about her end of it and what she had to do to prepare for this event.
When the student applies to the program, we ask them to choose at least 3 careers, and out of those 3 careers, we will give them one that is specific to this particular area with a salary. So it's very important that the kids choose a career that they think they might be interested in the future. We do all the research for them, get the salary, you know, whether they have any kids or not. So this helps us out. By the time they come here with us, to us, they already have the information that they need. So we encourage you, if you know a child that is interested in a particular career, or if you know someone that knows a child that, you know, that is not quite sure whether what they want to do in the future, this program gives them a wide idea about what it takes, how much money it takes to support a family with that particular career. So we do encourage you to send us your information as soon as, you know, we announce the date of the date of the event. And we do encourage you. You've heard the testimonial from some of the kids, how much fun they're getting out of it, how they're finding out that, you know, the salary that they thought that they were going to make is not enough to support a family of 3 or 4.
The contact information, well, again, the name of the program is Life Unplugged. And you can find all the contact information for Life Unplugged, including video clips, at the SchenectadyBPW.org, and under events, and you can look for youth leadership. And everything will be right there. You can email, you can call, you could write in, but we will have more information from this last event posted probably in about 2 weeks. Thank you very much.